Good evening and welcome to This Is Not Legal Advice, where we do tarot, we talk about stuff, but one thing we do not do is take this as legal advice. Tonight is October the 6th, 2025. It is our first supermoon of the year. Surprisingly, I thought there should have been another one in this calendar year because it seems so late, but it is this first supermoon, and it's the brightest one this year by far. So since I'm not going to be up most likely at 11:47 or 48 Eastern time when the supermoon comes to be, I wanted to go ahead and light my candle with my intentions for the supermoon with you fine folks who are definitely liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and all fun stuff on the video. My intention going into this lunar cycle is that of positivity, welcoming positivity, rejecting negativity, welcoming prosperity, love, and general abundance in whatever form that may take. So I'm going to keep this candle lit until it goes out on its own. And anyway, the point is the energy of the supermoon has been very strong for me today. And even though I did a reading earlier, which I can link here for you, I felt called to do another reading this evening. And the one earlier was the Make It Happen Monday reading, but the one today, right now, that I'm doing is going to be a love reading. It just felt right. So I'm going to start with my Trash Panda tarot deck. And what I'm going to do is go into your person's energy, your energy, and the energy between the two of you right now. Okay? So that being said, thank you for joining me once again. Let's see what Spirit has in store for you. So go ahead and bring the person on your mind to top of mind right now, my beautiful viewers, and let us see what we can see. All right, so keep in mind this reading, even though I'm doing it on October 6th, 2025, is timeless. So whenever it finds you, it finds you. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Not every reading is for everyone. So that being said, here's our first card, King of Swords. I love this deck for many reasons, even though it's adorably comical. It has also actually spoken to me a great deal, which seems strange. But anyway, the King of Swords, or Sporks in this case, is an energy of truth, almost coldness, harshness. Yeah, we'll keep going so I can kind of get a sense of it. But because these particular cards I take in toto. So let's take a look at the bottom of the deck energy. We've got Four of Cups. This is an energy of almost regret of not seeing, I don't want to say what's right in front of you because it's behind him. We've got these sort of like grape looking soda cans. But our trash panda, our raccoon here, is not really paying attention to any of it. It's almost like he can't be bothered with love right now. So we're hoping that's not the case, but it does align with a kind of King of Swords energy. So Spirit, let's talk about one more for the energy of the person on my viewer's mind. And let's see. Right now, oh, look at that. We've got Queen of Swords. So, okay. The Queen of Swords, in addition to being someone who is considered like an ice queen, which is why I think we have these sort of icicle looking things here, is the partner, the natural partner for the King of Swords. And this to me speaks of divine energy, of like a twin flame or a real strong soulmate connection where the two of you see eye to eye and understand each other. And also, just for whatever it's worth, your sword's energy is energy not only of truth, but of air. You're Gemini, Libra, Aquarius kind of thing. So you may have that in your chart. They may have that in their chart. It's not dispositive, but it is worth noting that the dominating energy so far is the energy of intellect, of thought over other things like passion, action, love, stability. It's kind of being stuck in your head energy. All right, so what I was saying, Spirit, is this person's energy one more time, please, to clarify this King of Swords. What do we have for our beautiful viewers tonight? If you are able to stay awake long enough to see the supermoon where you are, I would love it if you could post a picture or I don't know if you can do that on YouTube, but it would be epic if you could. I would love that. Or send me a picture and I'll upload it. You can find my email address in the link below, along with the information on where to buy these cards. Okay, so seems like your person is all up in their head and not wanting to talk. So perhaps this is somebody you have not heard from in a while. Let's take a look. We're going to force them to talk, though. We're going to do a little bit of action here. All right. 9 of Cups. Okay, so what I'm hearing here is despite the appearances of logic and coldness and withdrawal, we have this 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. I mean, who doesn't want 9 cans of grape soda? I know that sounds amazing, but certainly this chubby little trash panda does. And again, 9 represents your wish fulfillment, and in cups is now the energy of love. So we're kind of shifting from that intellectual, thought-based premise to a emotional, love-based premise. And also, excuse me, what I wanted to point out is the king in the deck is actually number 14. So perhaps 9/14 or September 14th is important to you. Just something to think about. Bottom of the deck energy. Look at that. I'm not okay. You guys watch me shuffle, right? You watch that. I shuffled like a bunch of times. We talked about this. We're still in this energy, though. We're still in this energy, despite the appearances of coldness, despite the internal energy of, but I really, really want this with somebody. We are still in the, I don't know if I'm going to act. So let's take a look, my beautiful viewers, at your energy. Well, okay, I just cut the deck, so let's take a look. 6 of Swords. Now, this is an energy of moving forward. A lot of people say into calmer waters, or just moving away maybe from something negative. I can see where the calmer waters thing comes in here, but I mean, of course, we have to look at the levity of a unicorn float here. And this is the second reading today. I didn't even know this was in here, but this is the second reading today where unicorns have been prominent. So maybe that's a creature that you like for some reason. Or rainbows. Perhaps you're into rainbows. Shout out to my LGBTQIA community. But this is an energy of kind of going off into safety. Perhaps you withdrew your energy from who this person was because they were giving you that King of Swords energy. They were giving you that sort of energy of like, I'm not really ready for something. I'm not taking any action. But let's keep going. Okay, so tell me my viewer's energy, please, Spirit. What is my viewer feeling right now? I hope you're having a fabulous Monday night. I know that I actually really like Mondays. They have like this spirit of can do, will do, let's get it done today. Unlike Tuesdays, which are like, nah, I'm not going to get it done. But we'll be optimistic. So, Spirit, what does my viewer have to say about this? How are they feeling right now? And by the way, it seems like you're also being quiet. So it seems like the two of you are almost at a standstill with each other. So let's take a look. Page of Cups. So we have more Cups energy on your side now, which is that love energy. And to be clear, Cups energy is going to be your Cancer, your Scorpio, and your Pisces. These are all very intuitive signs in addition to being love signs. So maybe you feel like somewhere in you that even though this person's being quiet, there is like an outpouring of love here that's ready to burst forth. Like maybe you just know that's the case. This little trash panda, this raccoon, is super excited about his grape soda there floating around in the kiddie pool. So maybe there's something that you see that you're looking forward to, or maybe in your knowing that something is going to happen, but you're not quite approaching. Again, the Page of Cups, pages typically represent like students, younger people. This could be somebody younger than you. Of course, somebody's always going to be younger in a situation, but I'm talking about where age is a significant issue or factor. But this person is, maybe studying you, or you're studying them, excuse me. I don't know why I say it that way, but maybe that's significant. But you're studying this person, and you have this outpouring of love you're ready to give. But right now, you're just focusing on kind of this situation right here. So let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. We've got 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so we finally see our Pentacles show up. That is your Earth energy. Earth is going to be your Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And this trash panda here is balancing or trying to balance, trying to juggle a lot that's going on here. And depending on the deck, these different pentacles might be at different like degrees of separation. Some decks have it more equal, some have it way more off-centered. But it seems like you're coming into a balance here more so than you have been before. So in terms of your energy, I think you have a knowing in you, a calm knowing that there is this love with this other person, but you're also coming into balance in your own life and in whatever way that may mean, whether it's work and family or I don't know, I'm just hearing work and family specifically, but it could be maybe you've made peace with your situation with this person you're thinking of. All right, let's see. What else is in my viewer's energy? Are you going to talk to me, viewer? Yes, we're going to talk to you. No, sorry, that's just a little weird. But, okay, there we go. Look at that. Now you got some things to say. Here we go. 8 of Wands. I'm sorry. I just said now you got some things to say, and the 8 of Wands is traditionally a card of rapid communication. So that's, you got to laugh. I mean, that is comical. In addition to being delicious s'mores, this 8 of Wands is just, what an amazing thing to have happen here. You're going to communicate. Your energy is one of communication. And I'm looking at this, you're turned away from us, me, you. You're looking at something else and you're ready to just go ahead and open up and say what you got to say. Wands here, your fire energy. Fire is going to be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Maybe that's significant in your chart. And since you felt the need to share this with us as well, I'm going to show it for everybody. 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords. We're back in our air energy. You know, you're conflicted. So I think when we take this together, oh, and look, we've got a moon on this card in the background there, being obscured. So it's like your obscurance is being obscured. I don't know. And oh, it looks like they had 2 cyber trucks in the background. Joke. Anyway, neither here nor there. So what this in its whole here, these two together are telling me is you want to communicate, you're open to it, but you're kind of having a tough time deciding what to do. Do I communicate? Do I not communicate? Is this person going to be receptive to whatever I'm saying, or are they going to be in this 9 of Swords energy? Are they going to be cold? Are they going to shut me out? And this is where the part where I say, let's find out the actual energy between the two of you right now. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy between the person on my viewer's mind and my viewer? If we could see behind the curtain, what are we seeing here? What is the truth of this energy? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. The Hermit. You're both being quiet. You've retreated to your respective corners. You're licking your wounds. You know, this is very reminiscent to me of like boxers in a match where they kind of go off to their own corners between the rounds, and you know they get their eyebrow cut open and all that business to let the swelling out. But what I'm seeing here is neither one of you saying anything to each other. You're debating it. This person kind of wants it, but they're not sure. They're putting on a front. And either way, neither one of you saying anything. So let's see. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands. Yeah, the struggle's real. You know, this is also somebody who is really conflicted. I think both of you are really conflicted on what to do here. You know, you want to take action, but you don't want to fight. What I'm hearing is you don't want to fight. You feel like there's been fights all around you. Perhaps you're struggling with what I'm hearing is like societal expectations. Like maybe this connection doesn't work, practically speaking, for some reason. But you're kind of tired of it, both of you. Whatever the reason is, and the choice is yours, by the way. This is 2 of Swords. Are you going to say, you know what, fine, I give up. I can't handle this conflict anymore. I want out. Or are you going to say, look, I'm going to keep my wand up here and I'm ready to fight for this connection? And only you, viewer, can answer that question. And also only you can prevent forest fires. So, all right. What I think we're going to look at next, and I apologize, I have to take a sip every now and again. I do have an issue with dry mouth, and I apologize. So what I'd like to look at now is I'm using a different deck because I want fresh energy. I want, you know, full 78 cards here to supplement. What I want to look at is so this is the present energy between you. So I'd like to ask, what is the immediate future energy between you. That's what I'm hearing. What is the immediate future? No, the action. Let's go with the action. The most likely action, if any, that will take place. So again, I have to say if any because this is not legal advice, but I do speak in legal jargon. I can't help myself. If you know, you know. So let's ask Spirit, what is the most likely action, if any, by my viewer? We're going to start on your side now. It's your turn. And also, this is your reading, so you get to dictate what action, if any, you're going to take. You are in charge. You are in charge. So, what is the next action, if any, that my beautiful viewer is going to take? What is it, Spirit? What is going to happen here in this connection? And for time purposes, and it just feels kind of right, I'm going to just lay things down along the line and we'll just see how it shakes out. That way, neither one of you has to make a choice. Look at that. Okay. We're going to start here, King of Pentacles. And like I said, I'm just going to lay this out here. Okay. It just feels right, and I'm going to go with it. Okay, our King of Pentacles, as you can see, somebody kicking back with their dog, wolf, whatever you want to call that, maybe a husky of sorts, dog wolf, wolf dog, dog cat, I don't know. But this person is focused on their money. And like I say, they have their mind on their money, their money on their mind. So maybe you're going to shift your attention from this connection to your stability and your finances instead of kind of worrying about all this business. Bottom of the deck energy, we have the Knight of Wands. This is, again, fire energy. Somebody is willing to come forward to show their passionate interest. Hold on one second. Let's look at this. The Wheel, number 10. This is, energy of a cycle being completed. So when I was thinking about earlier, we were looking at these cards here, and we saw this King of Swords on the recycling bin. It said to me, like, maybe we have a cycle that's going on. Maybe this is not the first time that you guys have been through this, where there's confusion and a misunderstanding and maybe a full-on breakup, get back together. Maybe it's not the first time, but let's see. And then we've got the High Priestess. This is about spirituality, mystery, behind the curtain kind of action. We just talked about behind the curtain. Let's look behind the curtain, right? This is that energy, right? There's something back here, and tapping into your intuition, your inner knowing, what you truly believe is going to be the answer. So let's take a look real quick and see what the rest of your energy is. We've got the Moon. I don't know why. You know what? I'm sorry. I said I don't know why. I don't know why I said that. Okay, look. The Moon. We just lit a candle for the Moon. We're talking about the supermoon. It's not even surprising. Okay, I'll leave it there. We'll come back and look at this on the whole. And then we have Two of Wands. I mean, look at this. We have Two of Swords, Two of Wands. Looking at this together, which is what I like to do. Again, you're focused on your money. You don't know necessarily what's happening. You can't see behind the curtain. It's a mystery to you how this person feels. You really don't know. You want to communicate, like we said here with this Eight of Wands, but you're unsure. But the light of the full moon says to me, especially because of the supermoon tonight, maybe tonight's the night. Maybe on a full moon, whether it's tonight or first week of November, this is the night where maybe you hear something. Maybe something becomes clear. I don't know. So that's for somebody out there. I don't know who, but if it's for you, you know it. Okay, then we have the Two of Swords, and then we have Two of Wands. This is a shift from thought to action. Wands represent action. Again, swords represent thought. So it looks like you're shifting gears into more of an action-oriented mode, and you are making a choice. You're actually making that decision. You're seeing a potential future here, maybe with this person. So let's take a look on their energy, since we're seeing this person's energy. Oh my goodness. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. You want to communicate, but you don't know what to do. They want to communicate. Let's see what they're thinking. Hierophant. They want to communicate to you that, okay, not only, like look at how happy that person is. They're joyous. A Hierophant is a couple of different things. It's a connection with the spirit. It's a connection with tradition. It's also a spirit of commitment. So perhaps this person wants to communicate to you that they are ready for commitment. Maybe they weren't before, and that's why you went through this cycling, but maybe they are now. So let's take a look. let's look at the energy between you and see what ties this all together in terms of future action. So future action on their side, I think they're going to come in, they're going to communicate that they're ready for commitment. And again, we're going from wish fulfillment, the idea, like the almost completion, to actually doing it. We're going from the thinking in the swords energy to the action, the wands energy. I mean, you can see how it flows here. Anyway, we've got here the Ace of Swords. This is we're back in air energy, but that's not the point. The Ace of Swords is somebody who is coming through with truth. So I think both of you are going to speak your truth to one another, and that will lead to an outcome, which we're about to look at. So either way, I don't think this silence, this hermit energy, is going to last much longer. I think that when you get into this action phase, there's going to be some truth that comes through here. All right, let's take a look then at my next deck. Again, we want to work back with the 78 cards and see what the outcome is likely to be. Again, outcomes are very flexible. They are dependent, and we all have free will. I mean, this is, the outcome that's predicted today may differ tomorrow depending on what action you do or don't take. So bottom line is, it's not legal advice or any kind of advice at this point. It is just a potential outcome as the situation exists right now. So thank you, Spirit. We're going to take one on each side. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to start with you because, again, you are the viewer. So, my dear viewer, what is the likely outcome based on the circumstances as they stand? What is the likely outcome based on the circumstances as they stand? Thank you again for joining me on This Is Not Legal Advice. It really means a lot that you're watching the video. This is kind of the beginning parts of my channel, and I myself took a leap of faith, if you will, to a fool energy to start the channel because I just observed a lot of things in my life that said this is right, and I took a chance. So we will see. Oh my goodness. So we got a lot of energy here, but we're not taking that. It's way too many cards. Okay. I feel like our outcome is a little bit hidden. There's a lot that's going to happen based on the amount of cards that just came out, but it's still very hidden. So let us see if we can compel some information for you. Okay, right. So for you, my dear, we have 8 of Swords. And then we're going to just kind of go back and forth and see what we can see. All right, before I look at the bottom of the deck, I am going to start over here with your 8 of Swords energy. This is an energy of being stuck in your head. It's sort of a mental prison that, quite honestly, you could get out of. You had the ability to get out of it, but for some reason you are either choosing not to, or I'm hearing like you don't want to believe this is possible. You don't want to believe it's possible that this person that you care about feels this way, because the signs have all been to the contrary. So, but that's a mental prison. That's a failure to really, it's sort of an energy of mind over spirit. Like you are trusting your intellect or ego, if some might say, over your intuition. So that's what I'm hearing with that. And it kind of lines up with this King of Pentacles energy where, you're going from a love energy to grounded energy here and then back up into thought. So like basically kind of going upward. But, we'll have to see how you process that. So bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles. We've got 2 8s now. So 8 might be significant to you. Maybe it's an angel number. We've seen 8 8 8 8, 8 of Pentacles, though, is energy of putting in the work. So maybe regardless of how you may feel in terms of doubting this connection, you're still willing at some level to put in the work, as is your person. You got Page of Cups. Didn't we just have that? We did. Look, Page of Cups. We had that right there. An energy of, maybe this person's matching your energy now. They're coming in toward you, this direction here. As you can see, this horse is heading in your direction, and fairly quickly, with their fire, with their passion, with their love. Again, Cups is love energy, water energy, but we do see this flame here. So, there's hard work being put in, and 4 of Wands. Look at that. That is beautiful. If you don't watch tarot regularly, it won't hit you right away, but Four of Wands is an energy of stability, celebration, very often affiliated with energy of marriage and commitment, which kind of goes back to our Hierophant here. So quite honestly, it looks like a happy outcome here, and I'm confirmed with the Six of Wands right under it. That is coming in for a victory. That is, the battles have been fought and you are riding in triumphant. So I am very excited for you, viewer. This looks positive. Despite what you may think, this looks positive. Let's take a look what else you might think. We've got King of Swords. Oh my goodness, King of Swords. It's almost like you guys are flip-flopping your energies here. And Judgment. Okay, so this is all air energy. This is just all thoughts. This Eight of Swords, air. This King of Swords, air. Your Judgment, I believe, is air. But you know, again, you're kind of now like in the outcome, you almost kind of want to be like them. Like they're being cold here. Are you going to be cold? You know, you're stuck in your mind. Are you going to have that same feeling? Are you going to reflect that back to them? Are you going to say, okay, you were that way with me, and now I'm going to be that way with you? You want to play games and, you know, play stupid games and win stupid prizes? Well, I'm here and I'm not doing it. But that is, I think, a defense mechanism. I think you're maybe a little bit scared because, again, I think this is not the first time this has happened. I think this is a cycle that you all have been through in some fashion. Apologize. So I think there was a nervousness there. I think you're kind of given what you've gotten in a sense. And please keep in mind that if you really want this to heal, you have to get past that. You have to be able to let that go and not take retaliatory action. And that's what I'm seeing with this Judgment card. Judgment is not only the number 20, it is also an energy of resurrection, of reuniting. So I think despite your hard shell exterior, you've got hard mental like places. You're in your mind. You're heavy in your mind. You're also exuding heavy outward like coldness, detachedness. I'm not going to deal with this, right? But at the core of it all, you've made a choice. Like you had a tough choice. You see a future, and I think at the end of the day, 2, 2, 20. What did I just say? 2, 2, 2. Okay. I think you really want to be with this person. So maybe, I guess the thought here, I say thought because I'm air energy myself. The thought energy here is let it go. Let it go. Okay. Let it go. If you know, you know. Again, the song. But if you are ready, if you really truly want this reuniting energy, you gotta stop with the mental games and with the appearance of being cold. But that's for you to decide. I'm just saying potential outcome. This is what it is. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Okay. So your person also in air energy over here, but the Four of Swords represents healing, peacefulness. You know, this person I think has been kind of in a very tough exterior energy, and now they're ready to transition into a healing. I think they want to come and tell you, Eight of Wands, that they have been doing the work and healing, and not wanting to go back into this cycle. And then we have the Queen of Cups. They are ready. Look at this. Okay. Not only is Queen of Cups an energy of love and nurturing and giving, but this individual is also looking in your direction. You know, again, this is your energy and this person is looking your direction. So it seems to me this person is wanting to give you their cup of love. Now let's find out the energy between you guys in terms of, and by guys, gals, people, y'all, what the outcome is between you. We have Nine of Swords. Oof, listen, so much air energy here, so much thinking, so much like just processing and going over things and reiterating things in your head, and just so little comparatively in terms of action and stability and love. It's just all about in your head. And the Nine of Swords is almost like that ultimate in your head energy. It's nightmares, it's dreams, it's fears for the worst. This is, you can't sleep through the night, right? You are in hermit mode, right? You've retreated, you're thinking about things, again, thinking about things, okay? Even though the hermit is Virgo energy, which is earth energy, you're still thinking about things. You're just thinking and thinking and thinking. You're overthinking it to death, is what I'm hearing. And air, even the action is an Ace of Swords. Your action is communicating truth in a logical fashion. It's not an outpouring of emotion. It's just, let me explain to you why I feel what I feel. Let me explain to you what you did to me. Okay? Nine of Swords, I think you both are very nervous. What is going to happen here? This person has come from the King of Swords, hard shell energy, transitioned through all this, and ready. They've done their healing. They're ready to tell you how they feel. And you, my dear, have gone from this sort of hopeful cups energy, I'm willing to kind of take a chance, maybe say something, I'm not really sure, to I'm all up in my head. I'm all up in my head. I don't know if I want this reunion. Can I handle this reunion? Am I judging this person harshly? Um, can I handle this again? Can I do another go around? Are they going to be different this time around? And so both of you have different kind of fears that are your worst case scenarios. And I think it's keeping you up at night. I think you're having dreams about this person, or they're having dreams about you, or both of you are dreaming of each other. And I think there's a lot of fear. So let's go ahead and talk about then, what is it? What is it, Spirit, that is causing this fear? What is going on? I'm going to use a different deck. This is an Oracle deck. Again, all these decks will be linked below. This is going to help us maybe get some clarity in terms of what is going through your very, very, very occupied minds. Overthinking, you guys, overthinking. No judgment, no judgment. But seriously though, you are really overthinking this thing a lot. And I don't blame you. Listen, I don't blame you. You know, you've been through it. Look at this. Lusting. I think this person maybe thought that there's something forbidden about your relationship. We talked about that earlier with that when I talked about that Seven of Wands energy, that there's something about this relationship, this potential relationship, that is not acceptable in society for some reason. And perhaps your person also felt like this is just a let's say romantic connection, but you know, I really think that they know that it's more than that. Maybe they're just trying to play it off like that was just the case, like this was a one night stand, this was a hookup, this doesn't mean anything. But I think they're running into it. I think they're really struggling with that because I think they know it's more than that. Let's get one for you, my viewer. What is going on in your head, my dear? Again, I say head, not heart. I say head on purpose because, again, like I said, the both of you just all up in your heads. All right. Energy of my viewer, please. What is going on with my viewer? What is going on? All right. Well, you don't want to tell me either. Peace, balance, harmony, friendship. You know, I think this is very consistent with what we've seen. I think this whole situation makes you a little nervous. I think you've been through it. You're over it. You don't want to risk it again. You've put your heart on the line before. And you, at this point, my dear, you just want peace. You just want peace. You know, you care about this person. You really want them as a friend. You really want them in your life. But you also recognize, I just need peace. I'm tired. I'm tired. I can't be making all the choices all the time. I can't be in, you know, with the moon energy questioning all the time. I need clarity and I'm just over it. So let's, oh, okay. So we've got back over here, rejection. I think your person is worried that you're going to reject them. They come forward. We talked about this with the nightmares, right? They come forward, they open themselves up to you, they tell you how much they care, and their fear is you are going to reject them. Let's see what your situation is over here since two popped out. Boundaries. Boundaries. I think you had to draw, it says here, no, drawing the line enough. I think you had to draw boundaries with this person maybe the last time you all went around this cycle, because you had to protect your peace. Your peace. And rightly so. You know, it's tough to deal with somebody who's all up in their head, and you know when you're knowing that they feel something for you, but they're just being so darn difficult. Okay, one for the two of you. Obsession. Okay, look, I'm not gonna lie. You guys are both obsessed with each other. You care about each other. You're interested in each other. The energy is not gone. There is desire there. There is still something there worth fighting for. But you are so up in your heads with these fears, these concerns, these worries. If you could just have, I'm not even kidding, bottom of the deck, open heart. If you could just both stop with the in your head business and come into open heart energy, maybe we can get some traction here. Maybe we can come back at the next reading, okay, and you'll see a different outcome, you know? But right now, I'm not sure. Um, are you guys going to get out of your heads? Get out of your head. Anyway, I'd like to pull another deck now. This is from Spiritual Infusion 1111. She's fabulous. I love her to death. Um, and she comes up with some of just the most amazing cards, very insightful, very messy, so easy to shuffle. And I'd like to kind of get an insight into maybe more about what you're thinking, they're thinking. And again, this time we will start with you, my dear viewer. Thank you again for joining me. If you have not subscribed by now, I don't know why. It hurts, but I love you anyway. But definitely like the video, comment, share. If it speaks to you, let me know so I know I'm not just talking to myself, even though technically that's kind of what I'm doing. All right. So we got two that fell to the floor here. We've got, you had the ability to tame the beast in me. One look into your eyes and I turned to mush. Okay. And then I feel like this is the other side that fell to the floor. If I asked you to marry me, would you say yes? I want you to be mine and only mine forever. Wow. I mean, I think this really says it all here. I think there is a part of you, viewer, who really wants to let loose, let the emotions flow, like here in this original card with that Page of Cups, but you're nervous. And I think you're almost nervous to see this person because you know that if once you see them, like it's over. That control is over. You that King of Swords thing you're projecting over. This person, I think they really want commitment with you. I think we talked about it with the Hierophant. It's right here, the Hierophant, right next to it, underneath. Okay. They want that commitment. They're ready for that commitment, but they're also nervous. What are we going to do about this? Let's get some more on this. Get a couple more on this, please. Or what is my viewer also thinking, feeling, experiencing? Please, Spirit. What else? What else can we talk about here? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Everybody calm down. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, grow old with you, have a family with you, and live out our last days together as one. So this is mirroring energy here. We have all these purple cards. These are love cards. I mean, anyway, they want to spend their life with you. You want to spend their life with them. Can we all just like work it out, right? That's what I'm thinking. All right, I got a couple more cards than I wanted, but sometimes we get more than we bargained for. Divine timing is at play. We need to wait for union, time to heal and evolve. If you remember, we had this Four of Swords, which I told you is about healing. So again, your person, I think, is on a healing journey, as are you, most likely. And, sometimes good things take time. Our love story will inspire others and will help change the world. I think about, I'm not a religious person. I'm certainly not Catholic, but I would say I remember there being a story about how the evidence of God's love sometimes, to the extent, again, you believe in God, can be presented in seeing the love of a couple together. That is evidence on earth of the, almost God, the universe, whatever. Their love of that to us as part of that creation is evidenced by that. Okay, I have you visit me in my dreams. Oh my goodness, I cannot escape the thoughts of you and I need to feel your body on mine. What did we say? You know what? You know I'm right. I know I'm right. We're going to keep moving. I want to be in union just as bad as you do, but timing is key and we need to be patient. Back over here, timing is key. We need to be patient. Okay? But both of you are in each other's heads here. You say, I am not who you think I am. I hide who I really am from you, and it is time for me to take off my mask and reveal my true identity. All right, so this comes back to me, to this King of Swords energy that I think you're projecting, this hard shell, this hard candy shell exterior of, I'm fine, it's all fine. I'm thinking about that little, that little meme with the dog on fire or whatever. It's not all fine. Sorry. It's not all fine. You're wearing a mask. You know you're wearing a mask. You know you're hiding all the vulnerability, the mushy, chocolatey inside, okay? And I think you want to take it off for this person, but maybe you're afraid that if you show them who you really are, if you show them this hope, this optimism, this like how this outpouring I'm hearing of love that you actually have for them, that they'll run away. When I think it's, on the other side, they're afraid you're going to reject them. So we have like the same energy, but opposite, like a yin and yang, like a, the positive and negative nodes of something. Okay, I want to get one more deck that I was called to use, and this would be a deck of, if you were honest and they were honest, you all were having an honest conversation without all these confines, without the projection and the worry and the fear and all that business, what would you say to each other? So I'm going to ask your person, if your person were honest with you right now, no filters, what would they say to you, my dear viewer? I appreciate you sticking with me, and I hope this reading again is speaking to you and your situation. If so, please drop a like, comment, share, tell your friends, family, random strangers on the street, whatever fits. Okay. All right. What would your person say? I ran because I wasn't ready for you. This goes on top of the healing energy. They weren't ready then. They're ready now. They're ready now because we had this Marry Me card, the Hierophant. They're healing. Maybe they ran before. Maybe they ran multiple times because they weren't ready. But I think now they are. Let's see what you would say. What would you say? I have a suspicion of what you'd say if you were being truly honest. I'm not suggesting you're a liar. Calm down. I just feel like you're wearing that mask we talked about. And I think you don't want to show your feelings because you've been through this. It's not your first rodeo and you've been hurt before. Okay. Your energy is intoxicating and it's pulling me in. Okay, what did we say here about the one look into your eyes and I turn into mush? Didn't I say, I feel like I said, could have sworn that I said that you are almost afraid to be around this person because as soon as you look in their eyes, you just know they're going to suck you in and you're just going to crack. That candy shell, that's going to crack. And you know that. Their energy is pulling you in. It can cut through. And so maybe you're avoiding this person. Let's get more. Oh, hello. The distance between us kills me. All right. This person is hurting. They're hurting despite the fact they ran. And to be honest, they're running is what put the distance between you physically, maybe even in addition to emotionally and spiritually. It's hurting. It hurts. They got far enough away that they turned around. They couldn't see you so much anymore, is what I'm hearing. And now it hurts. They turned around, and I'm hearing that like turn around. Sorry, I can't sing. You know what? You know that. You heard it. I'll link the song. You know what I'm saying. They turned around and you weren't there, and I think they had a little bit of a panic attack, and it caused them to maybe change, to instigate that healing. Oh, you are just jumping all over the place, my dear. Okay, they will never compare to you. Oh my goodness, this is new and different. Okay. There's a couple of different ways to take this. The first way might be that you have seen this person with somebody else, or you are concerned that they might return to an ex or be with someone else. I'm not saying they probably are not. I'm not picking that up anywhere else here. But you're thinking to yourself, why would you want to be with that other whoever it is, right? They will never, like, that person's never gonna, they're never gonna compare to you, viewer. That person over there, the trash basura, like trash panda level, okay? They're not you. I think your person knows that, but you're also being like, they're not you. You, my dear, might be seeing someone else just kind of filling your time, someone who's a little more stable, someone who's like you don't have as much passion with, but you're entertaining yourself with, and you're thinking, oh, this person is just never going to compare to the person on my mind over here on the right. Okay, take it as it resonates, but I'm not saying there's a third person on either side. It just, there might be fears that there could be, and defense mechanisms that are in place to protect yourselves. Okay. You're worth more to me than I let on. Okay. This is under the I want to be in union just as bad as you do. They're hiding it. I think you're masking, they're masking. I've said it this whole reading. You're both hiding it from each other. You're both feeling the exact same way and hiding under this intellectual, oh, but this doesn't make any sense. And, I'm going to get hurt again. So why would I do this? That's stupid. Anyway, you get the point. I hate seeing you with them. Oh my goodness. Right next to they will never compare to you. Maybe this clarifies it further. Maybe this person is even friends with their ex and it just burns you, fire here, burns you to see that be the case. It doesn't mean that they are with that person. It could be that this is, I hate to use these terms, but like baby mama, baby daddy, like this is somebody they have to deal with because of the nature of their lives, but it still burns you up. It just really burns your butt and you hate it. Or maybe they work with this person and that just grates on you. Like, oh, I wish I wouldn't be around this person. It just really agitates me. I don't know. Or maybe you're seeing that in your dreams. We talked about that, didn't we? We sure did. All right. What is the energy? What would you all say to each other? Okay. If you were honest, what's going on? What's doing? What's another message that we can share? A closing message. Oh, y'all saw that, right? I swear Spirit loves to have me pick stuff up off the floor. It's crazy. Every time my phone rings, I hope it's you. Oh, what a perfect card to close this out on. I think you both feel that. You're waiting for them to call. They're waiting for you to call. And nobody's picking up the phone. Can we all just listen, viewer, can you just pick up your phone? Can we put the fear aside, the worry aside, get out of your head and pick up the phone? Because you're waiting for them and they're waiting for you and nobody's getting anywhere. I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck. I feel called to. I underestimated how important you are in my life. I think they tried to quash those feelings. They tried to shut it down and they realized they can't. I think you knew to some degree how important they are, but you thought, it's not that critical. I'm going to shut that down. But both of you, I think, are yearning for each other, wanting each other. And I know I said one more. I don't know why I feel the need to pull this card. You speak to me through music. I listen to I listen to love songs and imagine you here next to me. Enough said. You know what that means? If it speaks to you, it speaks to you. So anyway, Spirit, thank you, Spirit. I wish you all the best in this next lunar cycle. I hope that the energy of the full moon, the super moon here specifically, it again not only speaks to you but enhances your clarity, your intuition, and gives you the fortitude to follow that intuition and do what you really want to do without fear and faith in what you believe. You know the truth. You don't need me to tell the truth, but maybe you do. That's why you're here, liking, subscribing, commenting. But you know this. You know it. We're talking in your head energy. Remember, logic, energy in your head, okay? Y'all are in your heads. Get out of your head. Get out your phone. Send the text. Send the email. Send the phone call. I know it's crazy to think about, but we actually used phones for calls at one point. So do the thing. I think you're going to be much happier if you do. So thank you for joining me. Have a great night. I appreciate you.